let's lighten the mood. Let's talk about Islamophobia. Right, where I'm from, right? I'm from a place called Bolton. Yeah, that's all it's worth. Disinterested silence. That's fine. And round our way, right, it's not civilized and sophisticated like a big city like Liverpool. It's like we've got these people called Islamophobes. Have you heard of these people? Have you got them around here? You know they are. You'll have seen them like in the pub and in the shop and places like that. I've the park maybe or whatever. It's a nice day, but in the natural environment. But I've got a theory about Islamophobes. I've got a theory about them, and my theory is this, which is like, you know how lots of homophobic people turn out to be secretly gay? Right, well, I reckon the same is true for Islamophobic people, right? They're secretly Muslims, but they're just too embarrassed to come out in case their friends take the piss out of them, you know what I mean? And they'll be like, have you heard about Steve? No, what about him? Well, apparently, he's a bit, He's what? He's, how can I put it? He leans to the east. He's very comfortable in bare feet. He's of a sunny disposition. Oh no, not Steve. It was just a pun at the end of it all, wasn't it? That was a waste of time, wasn't it? Really, that. But I did that bit in my local pub recently, and fuck me, that went down well. One of the guys came over to me. Well, I think he's like the vice president of the local Islamophobic society. At least that's what his badge said, anyway. And he walked over and he said, "That bit you did about Islamophobia is bollocks, mate." I said, "No, it isn't. I wrote it." And he went, "No, it is. I'm telling you now, it's bollocks because everybody's a bit Islamophobic." I said, "I'm not." He said, "You are." I said, "Well, how do you work that out?" I said, "Because everyone is. Because there's no evolutionary value in not being frightened of things that are different. And, Islam is other to us, so therefore, you will be, on a subconscious level, a little bit Islamophobic." And I was like, oh, fucking hell, that sounds vaguely scientific. I've got to think about this now. And I thought, am I Islamophobic under those terms? Am I? But maybe I am. Only in the same way that I'm arachnophobic. Right? I've got nothing against spiders. Right? I'm not frightened of them. Some of my friends are spiders. Right? But I'm not proud of this. I would notice if one of them sat next to me on the train wearing a rucksack. Now, I couldn't help but notice that. That's not the spider's fault, is it? He's probably just going about his daily business, feeling very self-conscious about it all. I bet they're all looking at me again. And it's not really my fault either, is it? I'm just a product of my environment. No, it's the media's fault. Because spiders get a terrible time in the press, don't they? When was the last good news story you heard about a spider in the press? It's fucking none, isn't it? If there are stories about spiders in the press, they're all stories about spiders coming over here, pretending to be bruises on bananas, and just waiting to rise home. And if there's not anything about that, it's stories about false widow spiders. Now, the false widow spider, for those of you who don't know, are spiders that were born in this country, but like their grandparents are foreign. They're sort of like, they're like sleeper cell spiders. That's what they are. Now you compare the press that spiders get to like a dog, decent British animal like a dog, it's completely different. Dog kills a toddler, happens fairly regularly. We don't blame all dogs, we say, oh, it's a bad dog. It's a lone wolf attack, isn't it? Like, thank you. A little joke about evolution there. You're the first crowd ever to get that link. So obvious as well. Spiders do something though, and it's all part of the wider global arachnid agenda, isn't it? No doubt orchestrated by some shadowy clandestine movement called something like, I don't know, Al Spider or something like that. Yes!